DJ Boom Boom Commentary.
I believe this is episode 26, so we're just gonna jump right into the Dinosaur King dinosaurs that I made up because I wanted to. No particular order, it's just all alphabetical, so I really have no choice. Basically, if you don't know what the hell this is, there should be a card just popping up, or just a link in the description, or literally anything at all that'll just lead you straight to Dinosaur King Commentaries playlist, or like at least maybe the most recent episode. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I did, but basically, go watch Dinosaur King Commentaries. The show is basically, we finished season 2, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. Otherwise, you're just going to be super confused with all of these names. Well, maybe not this one. This one's Ace. Everyone knows who Ace is. He's Carnotaur, he's from Dinosaur King, yada yada, we all know him. I decided to give him a little moveset. I haven't touched him in a while, so he might be a little bit outdated. I should make him way more OP than I already made him in this, because he's already pretty OP here. But that's considering, like, what does he have here? He's got, like, Cunning Strike, Critical Sidestep. I gave him 2 different new abilities. The first one being Ninja Attack, which is basically a triple strike before Microraptor showed up and made its own triple strike. And this one has like a cooldown of 3. It's also a priority move, so it's like a really powerful move. Now, at first you would think, oh, why would anyone do that? Well, now that Microraptor exists, it's not too impossible now, is it? This move could potentially be a thing. And then we have Ultimate Win. What is this? Target random. Remove increased damage. Remove increased crit chance. Attack times 2. And then target self, 75% chance to dodge by the usual. Swap and Prowl, the move I made already. And then a bunch of different abilities. And it's quote, "Hey guys, it's me, Carl, and no, I will not apologize for copying the flip side." I do have, like, every now and then, I do imagine that will be a fun thing if Jurassic World Alive, even though this would never happen, if JWA just decided to make like a special crossover event with Dinosaur King, and they brought in the 6 main dinosaurs as dinosaurs themselves. So, and then just like, basically all it wouldn't be too hard. Like, Carnotaur, just take their usual Carnotaur and then give it the skin, the colors of Ace, and then change out a few sound effects to give him those usual sound effects. Even play around, like the animation where it does 2 roars at the same time, 2 different roars, then just have it do Ace's Japanese roar and his English roar. Next up we have Baragon. Technically, well, this is the next in line, but the one after is something special, so I should probably do Baragon first. This is the Acrocanthosaurus. For those who do not know, I basically made him a group attack creature, as well as Volcano Burst, which is basically attack times 1, damage over time, targets max HP, impose vulnerability, unable to swap. I basically gave Volcano Burst to all of the fire-type dinosaurs, because all of the shoot lava out of their mouth is like the same thing. And this is what basically Baragon does in the DKC. And now it's time for Silly Songs with Larry, a part of the show where Larry comes out and sings a silly song. And then here's Alpha Baragon, which is basically the upgraded Acrocanthosaurus, the one that got its own episode, the episode that truly made me hate that newswoman. Same abilities, except now they have critical impact, and they're a unique. What an upgrade, Baragon. And then his quote, "Because they're awful! They're all awful! My career is a joke!" It's basically Baragon was supposed to be the performer guy, and I gave him the voice of Baragon from Monster Island Buddies. Oh, off to a great start when we named... This is basically Armadas, which is Fool's Cap's dinosaur, but I came up with the nickname Among Us! And then Indominus and I just laughed and laughed for hours. Well, not hours, but we could have laughed for hours if we didn't stop. Spectral Stinger. Oh, there's a new ability, yeah. Which is also another just attack everyone move. Oh, it's another triple strike, actually. Yeah, that's it. Except it's a little different from, it's not priority as well. And then Spike Arrows, which is another minimal attack. Yeah, that's basically it. And then, of course, the quote is, "That's pretty sus," because what other quote are you gonna give? Among Us. The Megalosaurus, we named it Anakin. Its abilities, it's like, I'm not even naming what class they are because you can see it themselves. You can just see all these abilities. I think this guy's the one I've reworked the most because I couldn't decide how to do his 0G throw in Jurassic World Alive with its limited animation. Because I'm even imagining how this would look like, because there's already a Megalosaurus in the game, and I'm imagining it with the Anakin skin. I find your lack of faith in Tank disturbing. Anguirus, another Monster Island Buddies character, transferred into Dinosaur King as the Rajasaurus. You're just fierce resilient, huh? Oh, Blazing Spin, that's a different ability, actually. Increased damage by 50%, target highest damage, break shields, attack times 1, no piercing armor, just to keep in mind, and then bleed for 3 turns, ooh. And then cleansing disarming impact, that's, oh, yeah, you've got a lot of good abilities, actually. Arr! And Anki, the Ankylosaurus, because it was extra thick. So Indominus just started singing Moto's theme song, and of course his quote is, "Girl, you huge." Actually, I won't say the quotes of the characters that aren't mine. I'll just leave that for Indominus, and, well, he won't be here or anything. I'll respectfully not voice the characters that anyone else voices. Oh yeah, and Mole Attack is like, attack times 2, shield by 50%, and then heal by 25, rally heal by 25%. Ooh. Baobao. What was Baobao? Shantungosaurus, I think? Well, whatever Baobao is, the unique ability she has is, okay, so I'm not going to explain why we named it Baobao, because that's a bit of a long story, so you just have to watch the episode yourself. I'll link it up there. Give me a hug, please. That's the voice I gave her, yeah. Green Impulse, because the only ability this thing ever used was, summoning Tapijara, which we'll get to in a second. Before, I didn't have the move cards. I just had the move cards as, like, their own abilities as part of, like, the dinosaurs that they came with. But then I decided, nah, let's make them their own dinosaurs instead. And then Green Impulse is basically the Tapijara. Oh, wow. Attacks by a lot, actually. And then while secure, or while threatened. Wow, okay, this is, whoa, that's an OP ability, actually. Barbara, this is the name of the Saurolophus with the red crest. Basically, your typical Hadrosaur healer. Why did I leave? Oh yeah, because you have medium resilient counter, therefore you are labeled as resilient. And yeah, so this one is basically, I can't explain why this one's named Barbara until I get to the other Saurolophus, which is in the L section. This one is Beef. I will not explain why it's named Beef. Critical block, it has the Velociraptor ability here, like the Dinosaur King Velociraptor. Fire Scorcher, of course, the unique ability to the Black T-Rex is here, because Saurophagon X also used that ability. And of course, Deep Voice, and then insert Ear Rape Beef. Biolante isn't even one of the dinosaurs. It was literally just a plant in like one of the last episodes that took over the world or something. That's Biolante. For some reason, I made you a Flock, and I think that's mainly because I made Biolante when Flocks were still, like, one of the newest. No, that can't be right. Can it? I have no idea what my thought process was when I made Biolante. But once again, another Monster Island Buddies character. I'm only now realizing just how many characters we use from that little show. Oh my gosh! I hate you! Oh look, I even know the animation set. Plant? And there's the Black T-Rex himself, the one that everybody loves. Everyone just loves the Black T-Rex. And we named it, what did we name it? Megatron? We named it, Megatron, basically. And, his quote used to be, yes, but somewhere along the line it became fish. Originally, I just had this as a boss, but I decided to just change it around to be an actual creature, and this is what it looks like. Probably could boost the speed up a little bit, but I think this is fine. Make it super slow because it's got maximum stats everywhere else. Or at least, you know, that was the maximum before Notepad Titan got its buff. And all of its abilities, it basically has its own unique abilities all over. You can just take a look at them yourself, because I don't have time to read every single one of them. You've seen Fire Scorcher, but Dark Bite and Black Revenge, you can just look at it right here. Brutality. Brutality is supposed to be Gygus, which is Gabbro's dinosaur. Another fierce with just a 70% critical chance. Holy moly. I say that's ridiculous, but then again, it's Ludia. They already have 45. It's only a matter of time before they give a 70. Spectral Lancer. That's the big ability here. Break shields, remove taunt, bypass armor, and then up. Oh no, bleed? Huh. Unable to swap for 3 turns. Okay, I guess I changed it around a bit and never changed the profile picture. Got it. Volcano Burst, as all fire types do, and the reign of Tank is over! Again, if you want to know what the hell that means, well, you gotta watch the show. And here's Chomp, the main character of the show, the Triceratops. I know, recently there's been a few comments on one of my videos basically asking that Chomp get his own series. Probably not going to do that, but if you do want to see more Chomp, just head over to the DKC. You'll see lots of Chomp there. Fierce Strike. Oh, that's right, I made Chomp a Fierce. Because Chomp as a resilient doesn't sound right. Chomp is not resilient, he's fierce. Have you seen what he does in the show? He's crazy. And I went crazy with his abilities, actually. I gave him, like, all these crazy abilities. Gatling Spark, Lightning Strike, Ultimate Thunder, even Stunning Obstruction. Holy moly. Chomp, you're OP. This is another one, like, another thing I had idea for, like, if they ever did events like these. As they added them into the game, the only way to obtain Chomp or Paris and Ace is, like, to unlock them in, like, special boss battles. Limited boss battles that only show up on weekends. Like on Saturday, you get Chomp, Ace, and Paris, and then on Sunday, you can unlock Terry, Spiny, and Tank. And that would be like the special event thing. I've got it all planned out. Maybe I'll save that for another JWA Fixes. Right now, I'm going over everything, basically, that I made in this video. Everything labeled with the DK is in this video. And as for the quote, I cannot read it because I do not voice Chomp. That is Indominus. There's Dino, that's Dino, and that one's Sue! This one's basically a flock. I made you a flock because there is 3 of you. Oh, this building no longer exists. What used to be there? I guess we'll never know. Revenge, Cunning Rampage, Dynamic Galaxy, Minimal Speed Up Strike. Actually, you just go ahead and take a look at Dynamic. Oh my gosh, wait, you're missing a whole ability entirely. I must have removed it and forgot to replace it or something. Yeah, okay, just reading that, and of course, the quote is just, Sue? Honestly, one of the funniest moments in the whole show, hands down. Deja Vu, the Suchomimus. This one is also... Of course, this is a Suchomimus. Suchomimus is in the game is actually fierce. But if you watch the show, then Deja... Like, the Suchomimus runs super fast. So I had to label it as a Cunning. And I just gave it all these different abilities. I don't think you have any special abilities unique to you. And of course, his quote is just the theme song, Deja Vu, I have been in this place before, hiding on the streets, and anyway, here's Elmo. This is the Seismosaurus, and the reason it's called Elmo is because I again, just watch the show. And you have Bigfoot Assault, which is basically attack times 3, 100% chance to stun, cooldown of 4 because that ability is just OP. I might remove the delay because of it though. And Alert Resilient Group Strike, which is from the Sauropods. The rework of the Sauropods I did. And I gave you the Dreadnoughtus. Oh yeah, because the Dreadnoughtus silhouette really matches. Yeah, that's really good actually. Elmo is a vegan! Again, watch the show to find out what the hell that means. Here's Fish and Chips, the Baryonyx. Also a Cunning, because this dude also moves around really fast. Aqua Whip, Revenge, Nullifying Rampage. Well, Aqua Whip is right there. This is funny because this is from... Oh my gosh, I can't even describe it. You have to watch it yourself. Healing Accelerate on Escape. Ooh. None of that's... Oh wait, no. I said... Nope, that's right. I don't voice Fish and Chips, so I will not voice him. Freddy Logan, the Therizinosaurus, if it wasn't obvious enough. This is another... This is basically one of the weirder looking dinosaurs in Dinosaur King. It's got a weird looking hairstyle and everything. Gyro Claw, which you saw in one of my past videos with the actual Therizinosaurus fixing the Therizinosaurus video. No, it was Clawblade, sorry. Gyro Claw was unique to this guy because Gyro Claw basically turns it into a Beyblade. And your quote, did I ever give you a voice? I don't think we ever did give you a voice. We named the Futabasaurus Godzilla because it makes the noises of Godzilla. And you're actually pretty weak. You have good damage, but your health is pretty small for what you have. Flash Flood is unique to you. Aqua Whip is also from Fish and Chips. I gave it to you as well. What is Flash Flood? Nullify all positive effects. Attack times 1. Reduce speed. And then while threatened, nullify all positive effects. Attack times 1. 75% chance to stun. Oh, okay. This is basically Arctic Blast or whatever that move was called. I don't pay attention to what the bear's moves are until I actually fight the bear. And then I beat the bear. It's actually no, the bear is pretty dangerous sometimes. It can stack up damage real fast. Kevin is behind me. We named the Mapusaurus Gordon Ramsay because it was the chef episode. Of course we had to name it Gordon Ramsay. What else will we name it? Your typical fierce move set, and then of course Volcano Burst. And because Sketchy some stupid sketch guy is the one who voiced Gordon Ramsay, so I can't voice him. Now for one of my favorites. Grug. The Pachyrhinosaurus was named Grug. It was so ugly that I said ugh, and Indominus said Grug, and the name Grug stuck. Shielded Taunting Strike, Greater Stunning Rampage, Precise Rampage, and oh, that's it. You don't have any other moves. I could have sworn I gave you, well, never mind, we'll get to it later. Happy, the Archaeopteryx, who is actually a Microraptor, but Microraptor makes even less sense in the context of where we saw Happy. So I'm just gonna keep calling it Archaeopteryx. Yeah, it's just a common, because Happy was literally just a cameo in the whole show. Didn't really do anything else. And this is the Torosaurus. We named it Ola. I honestly don't know what Sketchy was thinking when he named it, but it stuck, so he's Ola. Oh, Horneo the Ceratosaurus. I gave it the Keratoporcus profile picture because Ludia has yet to add Ceratosaurus to the game, and I'm honestly baffled as to why. I accomplished nothing. And here is I am a Tapijara who does Tapijara things, voiced by Indominus Rex 01. This is basically, well, it's not a Tapijara, it's a Tupixara. But Indominus just called it, says her name is I am a Tapijara. It's basically, the Tupixara just wants to be a Tapijara so badly that she constantly says she is a Tapijara. Green Impulse again, because this is actually her ability. Definite Rampage and Run. Oh wow, you're actually really strong. And you have Dive, which is basically just break shields, bypass armor, rend 40% of a rending on escape ability, actually. Ooh. Why isn't that a thing yet, actually? Top of the morning, Atlantis. My name is Jacksepticeye. I am an Iguanodon, and I am here in Dinosaur King, or should I say JWA Fixes? I honestly don't know at this point. Because, of course, the British dinosaur found in the episode that takes place in Australia has an Irish accent because it's funny. The Jobaria, we named it Jojo, and it was honestly another funny name I decided to come up with. But one pretty interesting ability I came up with, Ocean Panic, is like a pretty. This is what revenge abilities should be, instead of just like, oh, it does the same thing, but now it's like, Actually, Alberto Savia has a pretty good range of revenge abilities. But here's my version. Basically, really weak without the revenge, but when the revenge is on, it's super strong. Like, extra strong, actually. And it just has vulnerable strength. This is just a fierce creature to have. Yep. Yeah. Because it's Jojo, of course he would say something like that. This one is the Anchiceratops, or Anchiceratops, either one. It's a wild card. We named it Joker because it got covered in paint one time, so of course we just went with that. Indominus voiced this one, and basically this guy just wouldn't shut up about society. We live in a society, it's always said. And Death Grind, probably the grossest move in the ability. Oh, hang on. Greater Sacrifice. This is the one I gave to my Arthropleura. Wait a second, what am I doing? I didn't add a DK Arthropleura. We need to rectify this mistake immediately. So let's just give it my usual Arthropleura stats, which was like, I don't know, 2,000 health, 1,000 damage, and like really slow speeds. And then armor of the Arthropleura is like 90%. That was my Arthropleura. Crit chance, 0%. No critical chance at all. I'll leave it without resistances for now. I'll come back and edit it later. And there we go. Arthropleura, I just gotta... Oh, wait. Did I do that right? Art Sacrifice. I'll change it up later. I just wanted to rush it in to just say, oh, wait. I forgot the Arthropleura. Now to just give it the profile picture of the actual Arthropleura that's actually here. And we are done. Yeah, that's better. We named the it was a Nodosaurus, right? We named it Kevin because there was just a Kevin episode. Pretty decent in the shields, actually. And I'm gonna run into a door, because that's what Kevin does. In fact, he already ran into a door today, didn't you, Kevin? Come here, buddy. You're gonna sit in my lap. We have the first new Orca character. It's King Kong, which is the Gojirasaurus, you know, everyone's favorite. Of course, I gave it the Tanny profile picture because I couldn't think of anything else that really matches the Gojirasaurus in Dinosaur King. Labeled as a cunning, I gave it some of the two of my favorite moves, honestly. Bait and Switch, which was a move I came up with a long time ago, and Nothing Break, which was unique to Fafnir. And as for... Oh my gosh, I gave you so many resistances. Defensive burst. Isn't that part of Valkyrie's move? I don't remember. I can't stop. No, sorry, I forgot. I'm not supposed to voice characters I don't mind. Oh, right off the bat, another new Orca character. It's that mammoth that swallowed the Black Cosmos Stone. And yes, we gave it its own character, and we gave it the Kool-Aid personality. Oh, Cosmos Chaos. You have a unique ability. 75% chance to stun for 1 turn. Attack, deal an impact, unable to swap for 2 turns, impose vulnerability by 50%, and then target self, nullify all positive effects. Strange, very strange, honestly. The Lanziosaurus. I don't remember how to pronounce the name. This is basically the one that showed up in the same episode, the last episode of it's linked up there. It didn't do much, so I just made her a common. But I got a monster truck. Here we go. It's Larry, DK Larry the Cucumber. It's the other Saurolophus. That's why the other one was named Barbara, because this whole thing is based off of the Larry's crush on the manatee. Barbara Manatee! In the future, humor will be randomly generated. Little Dazz the Dancer, which is the no, sorry, not Albert. It was a Daspletosaurus, sorry. It says they're right in the name. Firebomb. Oh yes, that's its own ability. Rend 60% of target's max HP without breaking shield or anything. And then heal itself and taunt. Oh my gosh, you're powerful. Mama Maiasaura. Everyone should recognize this one. It was one of the first dinosaurs of the whole show. It's the Maiasaura, obviously. Did I make Baby Beaver? I don't think I made Baby Beaver. Dang it. Because we named the duo Mama Maiasaura, and her baby was named the Gaming Beaver because it sounded like the beaver when he tries to imitate Compies. Styracosaurus, another dinosaur that really should be in this game, but for some reason, Ludia has yet to give us one. It hasn't. I just realized Styracosaurus isn't in any of Ludia's Jurassic games. Not even Park Builder. What the heck? Oh, you have a unique ability, Lightning Spear. Bypass armor, precise, attack 1.5, 100% chance to stun, damage over time. Ooh, wow, this is strong. Here's the Dwarvosaurus, or because Gabbro is very bad at pronouncing names, so I always heard him say Guavasaurus. Or maybe he said Twavosaurus. Either way, he said it stupidly. Complete wild card. We named it Miles because it's Spider-Man. Hey. Ah, yes, and now it's Mini-Me's turn. This is basically, well, it's hard to explain this one until I get to Tiny. So just have a look at it now. This is basically the Patsiakawakasaurus, the one with a name that I can never pronounce. Here is, Monetization, which is the Supersaurus. This is the episode where we just started going ad crazy, even though we had no sponsors. Super Impact is its special ability, because that's the move what it has. Taunt for 2 turns, attack 1.5, 75% chance to stun. Here's Mono, the, what is it? The Shunosaurus, right. Because that was when I was still in my Little Nightmares phase. I'm still really upset about what happened to little poor old Mono. And he has his own set of abilities. Yeah. We don't talk about Mono, no. Again, you gotta watch the show to find out what the heck I'm singing. The Megaraptor was named Mr. Useless. It's an ongoing joke about how his first appearance, he looked so cool, and yet Spiny took him out super easily. He barely did anything in the whole episode, and it was rather disappointing. Then it's my boy Utah, my absolute favorite dinosaur, the Utah Raptor. Of course, I actually did a repaint of this one, that's right. And my bias was obviously shown here. I made it as OP as possible. Necky Boy, the Saltosaurus, Indominus's least favorite, or, I say one of his favorites with quotation marks, because he hates it. Because it swings carnivores around with his neck! And here's the Nope Squad. I made you a flock, right? Yes, I did. The Nope Squad is basically the Velociraptors, because their main thing is to show up and say, no, you cannot use your ability, so I named them the Nope Squad. Even here, nope, nobody, nope. The Papasaurus, which we just called Papa. It just has all these shielding abilities, including Tag Team, which cleanse all negative effects, shield by 100%, heal a little bit, and then taunt for 3 turns. And I say yes, Master, because that's literally all he does. He was loyal to the end. One of my favorites. It's Paradise. I completely forgot the species Paradise is. But he's the one that, he's well, the pictures of him is just showing up right now. And he's got all these different abilities because he is fierce. He is a small, fierce little dude. Hey man, I'm just searching for the Holy Grail. I'm like a gangster, yo. And here's Paris, or as we call him in Dinosaur King, Plankton. Now you can help me grab the Krabby Patty secret formula. Anyway, this is the one where I just went really crazy with how good I made Plankton. Because you have Metal Wing, which is a Pteranodon attack. You have Big Footosaur, which is the Seismosaurus. And you have Ultimate Grass, which is like, oh my gosh, I made you really strong. Did I? Yeah, target team, cleanse, and all negative effects, and then heal. And then heal times 3? What the heck? And then automatic swap. Bigfoot Assault we already know, and we'll get to Metal Wing when we get to the Pteranodons, or the Geosternbergia as they are now called. Oh, speak of the devil, they were next actually, and we gave them, I made them wild cards. And of course, one day we'll get your eyes. I'm really upset Beaver has just abandoned Peck Out Eyes. Metal Wing, precise attack times 2, shield by 50%. You are an absolute wild card. I have Counter Peck, which I gave to all the Pterosaurs. I really should do another video covering the Pterosaurs, because I gave them major reworks, at least all the Pteranodons, the medium ones. We named the Lexovisaurus Percy, because Lexovisaurus, the only time I remember seeing it, aside from Dinosaur King, was in Thomas and Friends. Surprisingly, honestly. And, honestly, yeah, you're just, resilient and cunning at the same time. And of course, he's based off of the Percy from my show, which is, hang on, what is this? No Escape, okay. Then the Percy from Sodor's Dinosaurs, which he just has an auto voice generator. Oh no, he is dead. Phil Swift the Stegosaurus, voiced by, Sketchy. Yes, that's right. Another cunning, resilient. Is this just where I just, like, cause my way of bringing back cunning, resilient Stegosauruses back when they originally came to the game? I think that's what I'm doing. Pixie, the Diceratops, which probably has a new name by now, as in the species itself. But I don't remember. I just call it Diceratops because it sounds easier to remember. And another happy character. Oh my gosh, it's exactly the same quote as Happy. I just realized. Ooh, the Pentaceratops. I plan to do a repaint of this one eventually. And we named him Pratt. He's got a fierce rivalry with Chomp, so I made him very similar to him. Pentaceratops is another dinosaur I desperately want in this game, and a dinosaur that isn't in any of the Ludia games. What the heck? The Deltadromeus, Prince Delta. He basically just has a typical Indian accent because he's from India. He's from the Arabian Nights, you know? I may be getting my cultures mixed up. I'm sorry if that was offensive to anyone. I just wanted to swim with my princess, but then Chomp showed up and stole it from me. It's Tank's twin or younger brother, or I don't know, a twin? Younger? I don't remember. It's Rank, the Euplocephalus, or as Amy puts it, Hannah. Hannah the second. Names every lizard she sees Hannah. Even though this isn't a lizard, it's a bird. Can you, like, imagine? This is what birds used to look like. Holy moly. And I can't voice it because I don't voice Rank. I am Sam. Sam I am. Would you like to try some blue eggs and ham? Is that the quote? Yeah, it is. Because this is another one of my favorites. I did a repaint of this one too. Yeah. And I gave you a bunch of... Oh, I also gave you Nothing Break. Wow. Ninja Attack, Instant Rampage. Allosaurus is technically a fierce in this game, but once again, the Allosaurus in the Dinosaur King is a cunning. It just moves around so sporadically. It has to be labeled as cunning. And here's Shotgun, the Kentrosaurus. Or, no, actually, was it a Kentrosaurus? No, it was a Tajongosaurus. But for some reason, it has the Kentrosaurus' shoulder spikes, which isn't right. Weird. Anyway, I made you a full-on fierce with a 60% crit chance. And I basically made it so you are basically the definite master. Honestly, I would love a dinosaur like this. A dinosaur that's fully dedicated to the definite abilities. Oh, here's another one of my favorites. 6. I plan to do a repaint of this one as well. Tough Group Cunning Strike, Group Cunning Impact, Piercing Strike, and of course, it's based off of... oh my gosh. I could have made her say, got any food? That could have been her quote. If only Dominion came out before we finished Dinosaur King. I could have snuck that in there at least once. Soprano, the Anhangura. Anguirus is like another one of my favorite pterosaurs simply because of Tiny Dino World, actually. And I named it Soprano because it just started going singing. Even though that's technically a baritone, not a soprano. Ah, finally we're getting to the Alpha Gang's dinosaurs. It's Spiny, which I labeled as a wild card because I can't really pin down what Spiny would be. Resilient, fierce, I just made him everything. He just has it all, especially in Ultimate Water. Cleanse all negative effects, break shields, bypass armor, rend 40% of target's max HP. Holy moly, that's actually really strong. And, of course, can't read the quote because I don't voice Spiny. The Ultirhinus, Squidward, because what else were we going to name something with a nose that big? Mario, I guess, but Squidward is way funnier and just makes more sense. What are those Neanderthals doing? Star Platinum, which is the ophthalmosauruses used by the Jobaria. And of course, if we have Jobaria named Jojo, we gotta name his special ability Star Platinum. And of course there's that's basically why I made this ability so many different attacks. It was one big Jojo reference. Ah, this one's voiced by my brother, the Fukuisaurus, which is actually in the game now. I made it cunning resilient because honestly it makes sense. It looks like a resilient, but at the same time it's really fast. And you are also pretty small, if I'm being honest. And there she is. It's Tank. There's like a whole backstory for Tank, which somehow turned Tank, which is basically like probably the weakest dinosaur in Dinosaur King, into the absolute god of Dinosaur King. I honestly can't explain it. You have to watch the show. I'm sorry if I keep saying that a lot, but you really should. You really should. Ultimate Earth. Shield by 50%, and then also reduce damage. Ooh. Bone Break. There's the move I use on all my ankylosaurs. And here's the poster boy. Well, Chomp is the poster boy, but here's the one that everyone remembers because it's the T-Rex. It's Terry. Everyone loves Terry. Honestly, me too. Terry's one of like the best. And of course, we turned Terry into like the Dragon Warrior because of how special he is. And of course, this quote is that one meme that became popular. We named Brontikins Thanos because he's like the end game villain. It was pretty unanimous. This is actually the one that everyone else named because everyone just wanted Brontikins to be Thanos. Bait and Switch, Group Accelerating Rampage, Group Shattering Rampage, your wildcard, yes, and Spectral Destroy, which basically does 6 different damages. Six attacks times... Oh, it's the most OP ability in the game. Holy smokes. And you have Healing Counter, not Counter Power Heal, but just a counter that allows you to restore your health. Oh. Because you're an Apex, of course you gotta be OP, and you're never coming to the game, so I can do whatever I want with you. Ooh, and here's Almighty Tank, which is basically Tank Plus. Oh my gosh, I mean, I had to make you as OP as possible. Like, even this ability, Break Shields, Bypass Armor, Attack times 3. Oh, that's not as OP as I thought. Anyway, yeah, you're just very strong, and because Tank is the god of Dinosaur King. The DKC, anyway. Actually, if I'm being honest, if you watched a dinosaur story, you probably should see a few of these characters in the movie, because they just played a role in it. Oh my goodness, says the dentist. The first dinosaur we named in the DKC. In fact, that should be the episode that should be linked the most, because that's the one where it all started. With the Carcharodontosaurus, and then Xander calls it an Orthodontosaurus, and I'm like, oh, I need to give it Rexy's voice, because Rexy is an orthodontist. And here's the Genie, which is basically just the Genie from Aladdin. And, yes. I just made it. You all know what this is. I don't even have to say what species this is. I named a dinosaur the Genie. You know exactly what Genie I'm talking about in Dinosaur King. And here's like the most terrifying dinosaur in the whole show. It's the quiet one, the Amargasaurus, because that thing is horrifying. Here's another one of New Orca's characters. It's the Raccoon, which was basically a Tanuki that showed up in like one episode. And that just... Orca gave it a funny voice, and that just became one of the funniest reoccurring gags ever. Oh, the Pachycephalosaurus, it's the teenager, because we couldn't give him a personality, he kept changing. So we just call him the teenager, because he goes through phases. I made you like a cunning. Oh. I made you a pretty meh cunning, honestly, looking at these abilities. I guess Laser Ray is pretty strong. Bypass armor, attack time, deal an impact, 75% chance of stun, reduce damage. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that is strong, actually. It wouldn't be a Zane Reborn moment if I didn't name one character Thomas the Tank Engine, isn't it? The Amplisaurus, once I get that Amplisaurus, I am definitely repainting it to look like the Dinosaur King Amplisaurus because it is a very nice looking design. I mean, no offense to, like, Mattel's Amplisaurus. It's a good paint job, and I do understand, but it's like, I would much rather have a Dinosaur King Amplisaurus, and I'm so excited to get my hands on it. Why am I still a dinosaur? I mean, if that should probably give... If Thomas fans want to get into the show, then I recommend the episode that's showing up now. Just watch that one, because that one has Thomas. Oh, and here I have a special... I hold this one a special place in my heart, because this was like... This guy showed up. This is the Yangchuanosaurus. When this dinosaur showed up, and I gave him the voice, and we just had that little crazy battle at the end of his episode, I knew that Season 2 was going to be so much more fun than Season 1, because of everything, how much crazier it was going to be. Not to mention, just the fact that Yangchuanosaurus, when I got the toy, that was the first official repaint I ever did. And honestly, I think it's unanimous, everyone agrees, that is my best work. That was probably the best repaint I've ever done. Okay, I'm not saying that because that's what I think. A lot of people say that. Like, my mother looks at all my repaints, and then she looks at the Yangchuanosaurus and says, this one is still the best one. Indominus himself, when he saw it, he said, this is like something out of Collect Jurassic... No, that's not it. Jurassic Outpost. The guy, I subscribed to his channel, why don't I remember his name? Basically, I hold a special place for Tiny, probably one of my favorite characters in all of the DKC, simply because of that repaint. It's that special to me. Twilight, aka Maximus. There's like a whole story behind this one. I don't want to explain it. You'll have to find out yourself. Also a Fierce. And, you thought it was Maximus, but it was I! Twilight Sparkle. Will Smith, I swear I named this guy before the slap. I promise you. I made you cunning, yes. All the cautious abilities. Followed by Swap and Ferocity, and of course his quote is, that's hot! That's hot! And finally, we have Zuko, the Cryolophosaurus. Unfortunately, there is no Cryo in this game, but I assume there will be soon, because there's a Cryo in Jurassic World the game now. So why wouldn't there be a Cryo in JWA soon? Interesting, very interesting indeed. Group Cunning, Impact, Remedy. Wow, I made you a full-on Cunning, didn't I? Blizzard Smash, that's the new one. 100% chance to stun, shield by 100%. For 2 turns. This one's basically because you freeze the enemy, and if they don't get stunned, then you grab a shield. And it's like, oh yeah, and then you break the shield. It's like ice. That's actually really cool. Oh, I like that. Shielded Alert Stun as well. Hey, Zuko here. There's a whole story for why I named this thing Zuko, but that is it. We've done it. We've got them all. How many dinosaurs are there in total? Let me count for a second. But yes, that's where I'm going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed watching the Dinosaur King episode. This is probably the longest episode of JWA Fixes ever because there are just too many characters. I'll see you in the next episode where we will be covering tortoises. Bye-bye.